we are having to rethink each and every service that we provide. And nothing has stayed the same. It was, for me, easily like the biggest professional challenge I've ever faced in my life of what are we going to do then? We began to recognize, well, even the most basic of prevention techniques, washing your hands, were not available to our guests. And so really the brainchild of one of my amazing people, Nicole, was like, well, let's get hand washing stations out there. Then even more brilliant, let's find a way of using this moment to kind of shine a light on just kind of how inequitable our public health systems are. And so Nicole set up this beautiful partnership with Neural Arts, where some of their really hip and young artists developed these murals to go along with the hand washing stations. I walk down South Street all the time, and there's one of our hand washing stations there, and there's this amazing mural by Simone.
This project, I think, is really important specifically to be able to give people the resources that everybody deserves. Everybody deserves clean water. Everyone deserves to have a place to live, and everybody deserves to have food. And to even be able to wash your hands, that's like a basic hygiene thing that not everybody has the opportunity or the resources for. So I think this project specifically is so important for that reason.
We were feeding over 200 guests like in the first 15 minutes inside the building. And there was no way that we could do proper social distancing. Honestly, that's where the whole concept of step up to the plate kind of grew out of. It was the idea that we needed to move the meals outside so that we could do appropriate social distancing for guests as well as keep staff safe. And so we came up with these ideas of creating kind of various hubs where meals would be served, but the healthcare could come in as well. We have amazing partners and Step Up to the Plate, and I can't say enough about Project Home and Prevention Point and CMAC in South Philly.
We had heard that Step Up to the Plate had started sometime in mid-April, I think, and we kind of like looked at how CMAC can be a partner in the Step Up to the Plate program. By, I think, May 11th, it was in full operation. And we've been running nonstop Mondays through Fridays since then.
When I was thinking about who do I go to, one of the first people I thought of was Jose, the leader of Prevention Point Philadelphia. The city realized they had this, very rarely used parking lot. What they've been able to accomplish in this space has been nothing less than miraculous.
We're doing over 1,000 meals a day on average, and that's just the starting point of our services here at Step It Up to the Plate. Different days bring different services that we provide in addition to the meals that we're giving out. So this is one more thing that we can do to help the community in a very challenging time.
That's a hoagie, and I know the cookies in here, because I love that. Go right there.
One of the big populations we serve at Broad Street Ministry are neighbors coming back from incarceration. So the idea of the Welcome Home hotline really grew out of the necessity of how do we reach all of our neighbors coming back to town. One of our de-escalation specialists, China, couldn't be here, but she is on that Welcome Home hotline every single day.
Basically, the hotline was built for people who are just coming home, people who might not be able to get into Broad Street with the reentry team, as well as with the concierge team. During this time, they're facing a lot. We're dealing with the pandemic. We're dealing with a lot of racial injustices going on. We're dealing with a lot of things right now in 2020. So coming home in 2020 is even harder than it could have been, I'll say, about a year or two ago. So we're here to help, to make this a smooth ride for them, as smooth as possible as we can.
I think we are all trying to find ways of learning from this moment. One of the hardest things as an executive director, as a manager, that I've had to deal with in the pandemic is asking staff to put themselves in harm's way. And yet, because we are such a critical part of the life-saving infrastructure of the city, we knew that we had to stay open.
Broad Street Ministry has done an incredible job leading all the food security efforts during the pandemic.
That's one thing I love about Broad Street. Since I've been here for 3.5 years, it's always been about teamwork.
I couldn't ask to work with a more noble and a brave set of people. I have never seen them rise up to a challenge like this before, and I will always remember them for that.